Friends and neighbors, my name is Bart Boudreaux, and I'm running for one of the two available seats on the Pinehurst Village Council. This video is to introduce myself, highlight some of my philosophies, and ask for your support. My wife, Linnell, and I first visited Pinehurst in the early 90s, and we fell in love with its New England architectural style, its beauty, and its storied history. And a big plus was its walkability, which is perfect for Linnell and me and our 3 dogs. We also felt confident that the council, our historic landmark status, and the Historic Preservation Committee would protect its character along with our property values. As a result, we bought a vacation home in 2003, renovated 3 historic homes since 2010, and moved here permanently after my retirement in early 2015. I am a founding member of the Pinehurst Matters Citizen Group, formed in 2016 in opposition to the Greens at Arboretum Complex. Although I give the current village government credit for keeping Pinehurst clean and safe, I've decided to seek this office because I feel we're on a slippery slope and at a critical crossroad in our history. I'm concerned that the council lacks commitment to protecting our special character, and they have demonstrated an insatiable appetite for growth, no matter the cost or consequence. I also believe that if we maintain our current course, we will sustain irreparable damage that we haven't seen here since the Diamond Head days. Recent examples are rezoning at the Community Presbyterian Church, allowing demolition of a historic cottage for parking, the ill-advised Greens at Arboretum Complex, and the flippant attitude towards maintaining our historic landmark status. Just to clarify, I do support smart growth that embraces the character of its surroundings and adequately addresses follow-on impacts like traffic, property values, safety, and quality of life. Whether you agree with the above examples or not, the current council has demonstrated major flaws in their decision-making process. This should be a key concern for all of us. Recent history around some of the village's most important decisions has been shrouded in secrecy, with little to no engagement of the citizenry. Not to mention, they have routinely used conditional use permits to circumvent our Pinehurst development ordinance to fit imprudent development and other zoning changes. Wrongly, they consider a simple open village hall survey with 100 responses a reasonable data set in support or against an issue. I plan to push for a tiered decision process based on cost and impact. For bigger decisions, we would slow down the approval process and have several open meetings and workshops where all sides could formally present and debate issues. This is not uncommon. The Southern Pines Council decision to deny a similar apartment complex last year stretched across 5 public meetings in 3 months following the initial public hearing. They listened to hours and hours of testimony in support of and in opposition to the project. In Pinehurst, our council caved under pressure from the developer, and we were only allowed to speak up swiftly at the end of one meeting after being stonewalled for over 2 hours. For the most important decisions, when allowed under law, I would even support a referendum where citizens would vote on the decision. Obviously, we need a more statistically valid survey mechanism for measuring the sentiment of our citizenship. I'm also concerned that current council members, except for one at times, have shown a lack of intestinal fortitude to stand up to a mayor that squelches opposing views and debate from citizens. As a result, I am supportive of strengthening our council code of ethics and enacting a recall provision to keep our elected officials honest. There's simply no better way to deal with blatant disregard for citizenship than a recall. We must develop a strategy with comprehensive land use, infrastructure, and traffic plans that honor our changing demographics while providing for a village in which we all strive including our businesses, and to address a few issues that may concern you. In my opinion, our council should be fiscally conservative by maintaining most of our surplus funds in emergency reserves for a rainy day. Before discretionary dollars are deployed, they should be properly justified and vetted through the community and based on need, not good to haves. To me, a self-funded community center at $4 million is a good to have, and taking out a $1 million loan to do it is ludicrous. Leveraging the Triangle J Council of Governments Consortium to deliver sharing opportunities between Southern Pines, Aberdeen, and Pinehurst is very attractive. For example, in lieu of self-funding a community center, is there an opportunity to deliver a regional center which would release funding for much-needed road and sidewalk improvements? Although our current demographics might justify some type of community center or public pool, I do not think Pinehurst should go it alone, nor do I think it should be located near Village Hall. A vibrant downtown with easily acceptable retail shopping is crucial for attracting visitors to our area. I would support additional assistance to our retailers by further limiting banks, realtors, and professional offices on the ground floor. I would also help to resolve parking issues with focus on increasing foot traffic, with easy access to our shops and restaurants. On the Midland Corridor, being that road is an iconic entry into Pinehurst and the proposed changes would affect so many trees, I would leave it as is and reduce the speed limit. The key is speed enforcement, which I feel could be improved in both Pinehurst and Southern Pines. For Pinewell, proper zoning on Highway 211 is critical for maintaining their quality of life and property values. Creating a pub restaurant out of the unused old steam plant is smart growth if done tastefully. I am a bit concerned that it could impact the viability of our core village businesses and add significant traffic to the area. The selection process for members placed on the Board of Adjustment, Planning and Zoning, and Historic Preservation Committees should be improved to ensure diversity of opinion and allegiance. Also, separate Board of Adjustment and Planning and Zoning committees are badly needed to ensure checks and balance. Although I'm a short-term rental owner, I would promote regulations that balance property rights and neighbor concerns. I feel action should be taken to relieve traffic on Highway 5, and I would not be opposed to improvements on Roseland and Hoffman roads. Those enhancements should minimize impacts on existing property in that area. I currently would not support a $160 million full-scale Western Connector project, and I feel that a jump off to Linden Road would only exacerbate the traffic issues on Highway 5. Adding a Publix on 15501 with access to Morganton especially would be an awful outcome. We cannot afford the additional traffic, and we surely don't need another supermarket. That development would also compete with our core village businesses, which concerns me. A cut through at Pinehurst number 6 neighborhood would be ill-advised. Excessive speed is a consistent theme out of the Neighborhood Advisory Committee. I would not support speed bumps, but would back more strict enforcement of our speed limits. Folks, I'm not a politician, nor do I pretend to be a seasoned public servant. I am a concerned citizen compelled to get involved before we lose the unique charm of this special place we call home. If I wanted urbanism as proposed by Pat Corso, I would have selected a different area to retire and invest. Although I live in Old Town, I will not lose sight of the issues affecting the quality of life in all of our neighborhoods. While I'm committed to a congenial council atmosphere, I've proven that I will challenge and push back when necessary. And as I demonstrated in my business career, I will provide proactive, fiscally responsible, results-oriented leadership. Never has it been more important to elect a person to the council who can represent your voice, someone who will act only in the best interest of the village and our opportunity for a bright future. I believe I am capable of meeting that challenge, and I look forward to the work ahead. If you support my philosophies and believe me to be the best candidate, I ask you to cast your vote for me on November 7th, 2017. Donations and volunteer support are also appreciated. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this video.